car window tight, and it still comes blowing in. So I will climb the highest hill, and I'll watch the rising sun, and I pray that I won't feel the chill till I'm too old to die young. Let me watch my children grow to see what they become. Lord, don't let that cold wind blow till I'm too old to die young. I have had some real good friends I thought would never die, but now all that I got left of them are these teardrops in my eyes. So if I could have one wish today, and I could know it would be done, I'd say everyone could stay until they're too old to die young. Let me watch my children grow to see what they become. Lord, don't let that cold wind blow till I'm too old to die young. Let me watch my children grow to see what they become. Lord, don't let that cold wind blow till I'm too old to die young. Till I'm too old to die young. The moon is down all over town. The forecast is gray.
All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Fogartyville on a Saturday night. How are we feeling on this fine night? We're going to have to do a lot better than that. This is a sold-out show. All right, welcome to Fogartyville. We're very excited to have you here. All right, yeah, keep it going. With the weather finally getting warm and nice, that's good. This is why we're here, right, Florida? This is why everybody else, they pick on us, they talk bad about us all the time, but it's just because they're jealous. Right? Of days like yesterday and even days like today where it might spit a little rain, but it's just beautiful outside. Come on through, sir. It's all good. We're all family here. Welcome, welcome. What's your name? Where are you from? Just kidding, kidding. How many first-time visitors do we have in the house tonight? Anybody first time with us? Loud and proud. Awesome. Extra special welcome to you. How many members do we have in the house tonight? All right, members. If you don't know, WSLR 96.5, local radio station located literally right next door, feet away. and also Fogartyville Community Media Center here. We exist to amplify all kinds of voices throughout our community, and we also book world-class talent, which you're about to see here tonight. So we have all kinds of different shows. We invite you, if you haven't checked out our schedule, you can check out our website at wslr.org. You can also pick up one of the newspapers on your table, and in the middle section, you can unfold it right there and see a beautiful color schedule of all the amazing shows that we have coming up, from folk to rock to jazz, funk, all kinds of stuff that's coming up for whatever your musical palette may be. So we invite you to get in there, get your tickets early. We're right now, tonight is show 7 or 8 of about 14 or 15 sold-out shows in a row that we've had here. We've been able to open up the patio. Yeah, let's give a hand for Fogartyville for that. Yeah, WSLR. Thank you to Dave and Ariel for the great booking and the artists that they've had. So check out our schedule. We have a Mardi Gras show coming up. We have a Valentine's Day show. You can come, bring your date, or you can come solo. It's fine. There's no judgment here. Come join us for an amazing jazz vocalist. We also want to let you know tonight there's not going to be an intermission due to the artist request, so feel free. The bar will remain open. The currywurst truck probably will take off halfway through, so if you do want to get an order, this is probably your last call chance for that. So, one more time, just the invitation to check out our upcoming schedule. We're so excited for the artists that we have with us tonight. I know you are too, so I'm going to shut up and we're going to get to the show. I have to kind of do a duo intro here. Later on, of course, we'll be seeing from the Grammy-nominated award-winning folk artist, the amazing Mary Gauthier, and we also have a very, very special guest with us tonight. So would you please join me in giving a warm, warm Fogartyville welcome to Jaimee Harris.
Well, good evening, folks. It's nice to meet you. There's nothing that I'd rather do than sing some songs, some old, some new. I'm the opening act tonight. Well, you're probably wondering who I am, and if you should give a damn, check your email, clear your spam. I'm the opening act tonight. Well, you wish that you could take it back, that fight you had in the parking lot. You rushed to get to your seat on time to find someone you've never heard of. Well, I'll tell you straight, I'm full of flaws, but I'll give it all I got because I love this job and I like the applause. So y'all listen to the words. That means we're gonna have fun. I'm the opening act tonight. I'm the opening act tonight. Thank you. Thank you so much. I don't know why when I was dancing under the water I saw your mother. She was alone and dressed in white, and she was crying out for your brother. I don't know why I never told you this. Some secrets are not kept in malice. Some burdens are not meant to be shared. I walk alone with your ghost in my head. the hallway when he stopped breathing. They zipped the black bag and draped the white sheet, and we stood frozen long after his leaving. I don't know why I never told you this. Some secrets are not kept in malice. Some burdens are not meant to be shared. I walk alone with your ghost in my head. I don't know why when you were dying I could feel you in my chest tightening, but I know now you are my guardian angel. I love you and I am not frightened. I don't know why I never told you this. Some secrets are not kept in malice. Some burdens are not meant to be shared. I walk alone with your ghost in my head. Thank you. Well, thank you so much. It's so good to be back here. We love it here. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for selling this out for Mary. It's really exciting. And we have sort of figured out after, I didn't figure it out, Mary figured out, how about instead of going to Michigan, which I love Michigan, in January, how about we go to Florida in January? And so this has worked out really nice for us. And those last two songs, I wrote the first song while I was waiting to go on stage in Fort Lauderdale, and the second song I wrote in Miami. And I've been kind of working on this Florida project for a few years that started with a month I spent here. I started in the Panhandle, and I took a month driving all the way down to Key West because I'd never explored the state before, and I fell in love with it. And I collected stories from each town and wrote and recorded a song in each town. And some of those songs came together really quickly, and some I'm still working on from several years ago, and Mary and I have been working on them in the hotel and bringing them over the finish line. So I guess I'll do another one of the Florida songs for you. And this was the first song I wrote, actually, as I was driving through Pensacola. My map took me through the beach part of the town and kind of a touristy part. And I went past a tattoo shop there called Tattoo Zoo. Woo! Have you gotten tattooed there? I can't see you from here, but no comment. I love that. I love that. We're just going to end the conversation here. I love the clarity of that. That was incredible. I'm going to use that. Thank you for teaching me a social skill. That was amazing. I want to say so much more about that, but I won't. But thank you for your enthusiasm and then clarity. Yeah, we'll talk about it later. Yeah, so anyways, you can't tell, but I am a person with a lot of tattoos. And it hadn't occurred to me how a tattoo shop is like a zoo in a tourist area because you got the big windows and people kind of looking through them to see what's happening. And so I pulled my car over. I figured that would be my song. And I looked through the windows and absolutely nothing was happening because it was a Monday in January, so they were closed. But lucky for us, we had watched a really beautiful documentary about the life and the work of Gordon Lightfoot. It's so beautiful. And near the end, they ask him, Gordon, how did you write all of those songs? And he kind of thinks for a minute, and then he says, I guess I imagined them. And so I took a tip from Gordon, and I'm going to see if I can get y'all to believe it. And Doug, you can take my vocal down to my monitor. For some reason, it got really hot. Thank you, Doug. Oh, we're going to... Those college boys in the corner are each waiting their turn for a symbol they think will bind them for eternity. eternity. But it means so much more to the young man on scholarship who never has fit in or belonged to anything. That father on the table is getting a tattoo of a bluebird. It reminds him of his daughter and a song she loves to sing. He's feeling much more hopeful now that she is sober. He is so proud of her and he wants the world to see. To the casual eye it might look like a big mistake on a Friday night. Step up to the window and look through. You might see somebody with a story just like you in the tattoo zoo. That girl there on the couch came up here for the weekend from Jackson to spread her mama's ashes on the beach. They never could agree on much except for Dolly Parton, and that's why she's in there waiting for a heart that says Jolene. To the casual eye it might look like a big mistake on a Friday night. But step up to the window and look through. You might see somebody with a story just like you in the tattoo zoo. To the casual eye it might look like a big mistake on a Friday night. Step up to the window, look through. You might see somebody with a story just like you in the tattoo zoo. Ooh.
Thank y'all so much. Yeah, so I'm really excited. Thanks for letting me just start with a bunch of new songs. They're probably all new to y'all. But, shaking it up a bit. So a few nights ago, we played in this place called Winter Haven, Florida. Y'all know about that? Yeah, one. And there's a place there that where Graham Parsons, it's a long story, but I believe that basically his family, he wanted a place for his band to play, and so they built him a place, and Graham got some beer and some pot and painted it with a friend of his on the inside, and they've left the walls as is. And I'm down with Graham. I like Graham Parsons, but truly I am a almost an obnoxious fan of Emmylou Harris. I love to talk about Emmylou at any at just any time. And so being there made me really want to play this song, which I hadn't really done very much, but I'm really enjoying playing it, so I think I'd like to share it with y'all. It's, Emmy is known as, of course, one of the best song pickers of all time, but she's also a songwriter, and I think this is one of her best. So. I don't want to hear a love song. I got on this airplane just to fly. I know there's life below me. All that it can show me is the prairie and the sky. I don't want to hear sad story full of heartbreak and desire. The last time I felt like this, I was in the wilderness and the canyon was on fire, and I stood on the mountain in the night as I watched it burn, watched it burn.
bosom of Abraham, I would hold my life in a saving grace. I would walk all the way from Boulder to Birmingham if I thought I could see your face. Will you really got me this time? And the hardest part is knowing I'll survive. I've come to listen for the sound of the trucks as they move down on 95 and pretend that it's the ocean coming down to wash me clean, to wash me clean. Baby, do you know what I mean? I would rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. I would hold my life in a saving grace. I would walk all the way from Boulder to Birmingham if I thought I could see your face. If I thought I could see your face.
Thank you so much. So Emmylou and I have the same birthday, which I love telling folks. And I also have a really good friend who's in a rock and roll band that I collaborate with a lot named Graham. And his name is Graham Weber. And I love playing the song that we wrote together. I put it on my most recent record, Boomerang Town. And I don't know. That's all I'm going to say about it. No comment.
Love is gonna come again, maybe when you're not quite looking. Maybe tonight, my friend. Maybe when you're driving, love will call and you will fall into a place you never thought you could fit in. Love is gonna come again. I know you don't believe me yet, stuck inside your head, wondering what you could have said in that bed. Love will find you and remind you of the things you thought you'd give up feeling. Love is gonna come again. I know it hurts like hell right now, and only you know how. No one can tell you when. Oh, but love is gonna come again. Lying in your sheets alone, hiding from your telephone as it echoes through your empty home. No way of knowing if you'll have anything close to what you had then. Love is gonna come again. I know it hurts like hell right now, and only you know how. No one can tell you when. Oh, but love is gonna come again. Joy will find its way to you. Maybe it'll come with the morning dew, right where those flowers grew. And butterflies flew, and on their wings they always bring the kind of peace to ease your grieving. Love is gonna come again. Oh, love is gonna come again. Thank you. All right, thank you. I just got one more for you, and then after Mary's set, we'll both be over here. I'm sure you've seen our little folk flea market here. We've got music for you, and I got a T-shirt that says, "Listen to folk, listen to punk, listen to hip-hop, listen to women." And that shirt keeps getting reactivated. Lucinda Williams recently wore one on stage, and I won't brag about it for long, but just a little bit longer I'm going to say that, because it was pretty freaking cool. And I'm finally selling some heart-shaped sunglasses. But thank you for being so sweet to the opening act. There was a darkness in that house, I felt it chill my bones. Saw your mother at the kitchen table, just sitting there, arms crossed. I did a line to make it through the night. I did a line to suppress my appetite. She offered us what she had to eat. Guess she'd been holding on to all of those holiday meats. I smell the milk spoiling from the refrigerator. Pulled a long black hair off of my plate. Said, "Baby, let's get out of here. I'm gonna save you. I'm gonna save you. Rescue and rescue. Oh, I'm gonna save you. I'm gonna save you. Rescue and rescue." The walls were colored all like blood. I never looked, but I swear there must have been a dungeon. I saw your brother there, sleeping on the couch. Don't think he's moved since, don't think he'll ever get out. Oh, I'm gonna save you, I'm gonna save you. Rescue and rescue. Oh, I'm gonna save you, I'm gonna save you. Rescue and rescue. Oh, I'm gonna save you, I'm gonna save you. Rescue and rescue. Oh, I'm gonna save you. Well, this song came about because I was riding around San Antonio, Texas with a really good friend of mine who's one of the most talented people I've met and one of the sweetest people I've met, but he's also truly one of the most directionally challenged people I've ever met. And he was navigating the city really well, and so I asked him how he knew it. And he said, "Oh, my first wife was from here." Now, this is a pretty good friend, and I was completely unaware there was a first wife situation.
So I asked him to fill me in, and he told me when he was 17, he fell in love with a girl and went to meet her parents like you do when you're dating somebody. He said he walked into the house and everything that could possibly be red was red. So like the walls were red, and the floor was red, and the couch was red, and the table was red, and the dishware was red. And the mom served them a strange meal that included spoiled milk. And the whole scene really freaked out my friend, and so because he's a nice guy, he decided he would try to rescue this girl from this kind of insane environment by marrying her. It didn't turn out so great for them, but I thought it was a cool story, and I was just thinking about this, that I was also watching a lot of Twin Peaks at the time. And so I asked him if I could write a song about it, and he gave me his blessing. But I did not know that a few years later we were going to call my first record Red Rescue and have me set up at a red wall with a red table and a red jumpsuit, and I was going to start wearing a red cowboy hat and using a red microphone. And this cool thing happened because I do consider myself a folk singer. I got a call. You guys remember in 2018 when Beto O'Rourke was running against Ted Cruz for the Senate seat in Texas? Yeah. Well, I got a call that his campaign was considering using this song. Yeah, it took me a minute, too. I think it was just a little too much of a metaphorical stretch for them to run with it, but I see where they were going. And then I actually found out not long ago that the Red Rescue family has acquired a copy of the CD, but I've never been contacted by them, so I guess they're just truly passionate about adding as many red items into their collection as possible. I don't know. This is an older song, and so I haven't put it in the set in a while. But Mary and I were in the Netherlands in November. And due to recent events in the United States of America, I did feel like it was necessary for me to explain my outfit, so that no one thinks I'm on a team that I'm most certainly not on. There is a darkness in our house, I felt it chill my bones the second I carried you. Wedding dress over the threshold. You told a lie, you told a lie. It was easy for me to believe when all that you said was it's not as bad as it seems. But it was, baby. How am I gonna save you? How am I gonna save you? Red rescue, red rescue. Oh, how am I gonna save you? How am I gonna save you when that darkness lives in you too? How am I gonna save you? How am I gonna save you? Red rescue, red rescue. Oh, how am I gonna save? How am I gonna save you? Ooh. 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 Thank you guys so much. Y'all can just keep that applause going because it's my honor to welcome to the stage singer, songwriter, author, Mary Gauthier.
Sounded great, Jaimee.
Thank you, Mary. I was just remembering when you sang harmonies on that song. I should have brought you up to sing it.
I was back there singing. Did you hear it?
Ah! Next time, next time.
Well, it's great to be back. It's good to see everybody. We were praying for this town when that hurricane came. I guess it was the third one in a short period of time, but that third one, man, we were like, oh no. I'm from New Orleans, and we know about blue tarps. We did like 2 years of blue tarp, maybe longer. Anyway, we were thinking and praying for everybody around here. Whew. Highway 90 westbound in the falling dark, rolling past cornfields, catfish farms and swamps, a Pascagoula sunset, long and breaking through. Don't know why I'm always leaving. Don't know why I left here. Won't you meet me in the meadow? We can look up at the stars, lean into the wind, dream again, find out who we are. Won't you meet me in the meadow? No more alone. We could lay down in the grass till the feelings pass, then go home. I have so much to tell you. I think I'm ready to come clean. I'm so tired of running from things I cannot leave. You and me in Mississippi, battled, beautiful scar, in need of forgiveness and the grace of God. Won't you meet me in the meadow? We can look up at the stars, lean into the wind, dream again, find out who we are. Won't you meet me in the meadow? No more alone. We could lay down in the grass till the feelings pass, then go home. Let's throw a blanket in the grass till the feelings pass, then go home. Oh, thank you, thank you. Sounds great up here, Doug. So, there's a new thing at hotels now. We got a notice they charge $9 to clean the room.
You know what I think is more egregious? No, I should let you finish your
No,
thought.
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
That's my whole damn thought.
That's your whole thought. So I fell on the ice in Tallahassee and like severely messed up my anyways, we ended up in the emergency room. They charge to park at the emergency room.
That is more fucked up.
That is so fucked up.
But
I
can
couldn't believe it. I can't wait to tell my friends at the Netherlands about that. Get this, not only do we pay for the health care, you also have to pay to park now. Well, we were under an hour, so we didn't have to pay. But if you stay, that's in their defense. If you stay longer than an hour, you do have to pay. If you're under an hour, which they did get us in their defense in and out in 45 minutes, but.
Yeah, they got us in and out fast. She really messed up her wrist, and they had to give her morphine, and they x-rayed it and stuff and left her in a splint and so forth. But yeah, the pay to park at the emergency room. But I'm just imagining the meeting at the hotel, I don't know what you'd call it, corporate headquarters. Well,
Right.
how much you think we should hit them for? Well, I reckon $10 is going to cause a revolution. Let's go 9.
Yeah.
We're just days away from paying to put a bag in the overhead bin, don't you think? The squeeze is on, which has nothing to do with the show, but I'm still kind of just feeling like talking about it. Well, the grasses are swaying, sun's going down, music's playing. You're weaving through town, pull into the driveway, toss it and paw. Stare out of the windshield, out into the world. It was all for the love of a reckless girl who left you with a second place smile and a broken heart. And the street lights have started to flicker to light. They glow for a minute, then they get bright. Fireflies light up, circle and spark. But there's nothing really that you could do. Put your hands in your pockets, try to get through the distance between the daylight and the dark. And the front porch flags lie themselves down like forgotten soldiers, or old wedding gowns in closets unopened, and graves without any more. As the night curtains lower behind the rooftops, shadows dance across the sidewalks, ricochet off of the houses like pieces of art. And your mind is reeling as the sky is changing all you're feeling. You're rearranging the rest of your life like lines on an old sailor's chart. You climb back in, you fire the ignition, put your hands on the wheel, head into the distance between the daylight and the dark. Thank you. A warm wind blows across my windowsill tonight like a ghost, soft and low. In this otherworldly light, I dream of rose, common time. Never ceases, never yields. It comes, then it goes. Now I find I lost the pavement beneath my wheels when I lost road. Should anybody wonder where I'm bound, I don't know. I come, then I go. Wreckage looks the same from town to town, I suppose. Wasn't meant to be this way for Rose. Soldier on. What's left might not be what I planned, but what I chose. And the sun slipped through my hands when I lost road. Should anybody wonder where I'm bound, I don't know. I come, then I go. Wreckage looks the same from town to town, I suppose. Wasn't meant to be this way for Rose. Well, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay.
Well, Jaimee and I spent the holidays sort of in two remote places. We chose Key West and Terlingua, Texas. Sort of the where the road ends in Florida and where the road ends in Texas. Terlingua is a old silver mining town. Population what?
Less than 200. But two of the people that live there are Jimmy Dale Gilmore and Butch Hancock. So it's very cool.
A lot of songwriters like to go there. We like to go hang out where painters paint and poets.
Woody
write.
Guthrie himself even went out there to write.
Yeah. Somehow getting to the very end of the line seems to inspire us, I guess. And we finished this song in the hotel room there in Terlingua, Texas, over the holidays, I guess, or was it after the holidays? It was January something or another. I used to love a girl who danced for money. She'd come up to my room when she was high, count her cash on the kitchen table, and I'd try to bridge the distance in her eye. She'd stare out the window at the highway as the early morning truckers chase the dawn. She'd let her cigarette burn in the ashtray, and she'd sink her to herself, and then she's gone. Alcohol and Adderall, the pride that comes before the fall, emptiness and all the damage done. Matches and gasoline, tripwire, broken things, wars that can't be won. Let me tell you something, hon, like a bullet from a gun, some things can't be outrun. Stare out the window in the evening as the shadows grow long and disappear, and that old familiar longing crawls up in me. I think of her as the night draws near. Alcohol and Adderall, the pride that comes before the fall, emptiness, all the damage done. Matches and gasoline, tripwire, broken things, wars that can't be won. Let me tell you something, hon, like a bullet from a gun, some things can't be outrun. Yeah, I don't know where that one came from. I think the rhyme, I think alcohol and Adderall. That's like, wow, better grab that before Bob Dylan gets it.
Yeah.
Arlo Guthrie used to say a thing on stage back in the days when he toured. He's retired now. But he used to say, songs are like fish, and they're swimming down the river. And the only way to get them is to catch fish, is to put a line in the water. Like you gotta stay with it. You gotta ride, and never ever fish downstream from Bob Dylan, because there ain't much left. Did y'all see the Bio movie?
Yeah.
We enjoyed it. We saw it in Key West the day it came out. We really did. Tell us what you thought about it, Jaimee.
I thought it was cool. I love that they put Bob Newirth in there. I thought that was the best. Like, I loved that so much. And I kept waiting for, I'm like, when does Joan transition to taking her shoes off? And they did pull it off. I was like, yeah, this is when she stops wearing
Joan
shoes.
Baez doesn't wear shoes.
Yeah. So, but she did in the beginning, and then she lets him go, and I thought that was cool. And
As the movie went on, I didn't
I'm
notice
sure I had
that
other thoughts, but it's
transition.
been several weeks now, so.
It has. I'd see
Those
it
are my
again.
positive thoughts on
I
the
think
movie.
I'd see it again.
Yeah, I would totally see it again, yeah.
It's the most studied period of his life in terms of musicians know exactly what the hell happened in the sequence that it happened.
Oh, I also thought Ed Norton as Pete Seeger
Amazing.
was so awesome. He was great.
Amazing.
Totally nailed it.
He got an Oscar nom, right? For
He did, yeah,
Best
supporting.
They both might win. I don't know. We'll see. But it sure captured a moment and just a really interesting time for these type of movies. There's a movie that just finished wrapping day before yesterday about the making of Bruce Springsteen's Nebraska. Our friend Warren Zanes wrote a book called Deliver Me From Nowhere, and it's a story that goes behind the scenes about how Bruce Springsteen came to those Nebraska songs. The movie stars the guy from The Bear, Jeremy
Allen White.
Jeremy Allen White plays the boss during that time period. I can't wait to watch that one. It's like reliving glory days, as the boss would say.
Yeah.
Stumbling past your house, babe, at the break of day, I thought I saw your silhouette dancing across the shade. I went down to the mission, I called and called your name, till an angel with a face like yours came down and let me in. Thought I saw your reflection in a cigarette machine, in a bottle, in a gutter, in a window on the street, in a storefront, in a picture, on an old broken TV. I swear it was you staring back at me. I heard soldiers' voices by the city gate. There were junkies lying on the ground, they made me look away. I spilled you on a mirror, I chopped you into lines. Over some old kitchen sink, I tried to make you die. Thought I saw your reflection in a cigarette machine, in a bottle, in a gutter, in a window on the street, in a storefront, in a picture, on an old broken TV. I swear it was you staring back at me. Broken mirrors, dog-eared things I read, worn out movie stars and faded limousines. I struggle through the old charades, coffee cups and clowns. I can't keep up with parades, I keep falling down. Thought I saw your reflection in a bottle in a gutter, in a window on the street, in a storefront, in a picture, on an old broken TV. I swear it was you staring back at me, in a storefront, in a picture, on an old broken TV. I swear it was you staring back at me. My body's not hurting. It's so much better that way, you know. Okay. I'll play again.
Okay, great. Then I can do that.
Yeah. You didn't take one before the show? Did you forget?
Forgot.
He'd get home at 5:30, fix his drink and sit down in his chair, pick a fight with mama, complain about us kids getting in his hair. At night he'd sit alone and smoke. I'd see his frown behind his lighter's flame. Now that same frown's in my mirror. I got my daddy's blood inside my veins. Fish swim, birds fly, daddies yell, mamas cry, old men sit and think. I drank. Chicken TV dinner, 6 minutes on defrost, 3 on high. Beer to wash it down with, another, then some whiskey on the side. It ain't so bad alone here. It don't bother me that every night's the same. I don't need another lover hanging around trying to make me change. Fish swim, birds fly, lovers leave by and by, old men sit and think. I know what I am, but I don't. Give a damn. Fish swim, birds fly, daddies yell, mamas cry, old men sit and think. I drank. That old song has just been a good friend to me. That song is one of my earliest songs, and it's been just a magical song in terms of opening doors for me. It got recorded by major recording artists who sell records. And that's always a good thing. Tim McGraw cut it, Blake Shelton cut it, Bobby Bear cut it, Bill Chambers, Casey Chambers' dad cut it. And it got picked to be on Bob Dylan's Theme Time Radio Hour. And that was really cool to have Bob talk about me and tell folks about my Cajun restaurant. I don't know how he found the song or knew about me. He has people, I guess. But it was cool because it was in the early going of his Theme Time radio show, and the New York Times did a whole story about it, and I got featured in there too, which led to a publishing deal and a record deal. I'd like to say I have friends in high places, but I really don't know Bob Dylan. And I have no idea how he found out about me, but I'm really grateful that he played that. He really didn't play a lot of contemporary music on that show. He went way back in. He's a musicologist and a savant around memory and music, and was one of two people on that show that was contemporary. So super grateful for that. We have a deep fondness for a friend of ours who passed away in 2020 named David Olney. David was one of the great American songwriters, in my opinion, and we like to say his name and play one of his songs when we're out here on the road. We just love him. He was a master, and he remained relatively undiscovered for reasons I don't understand. But we'll play one of his songs. He was covered though by Emmy Lou, which is huge. Linda Ronstadt, that's pretty big. Mm-hmm. Quite a few folks recorded his songs, but people didn't know his name very well outside of the folk circles. But we sure admired him and loved him dearly. This is a song that Emmy cut with Linda, actually. It's called The Women Cross the River. Oh, the women cross the river, carry water from the well at break of day. And they talk to one another, God only knows what they might say. You might get an education after years of dedication. You might finally get a glimpse of what is right and what is wrong. But the women crossed the river, they knew that all along. Oh, the women cross the river, work with tools that are ancient and handmade. And they plow their fields in perfect rows, and then they rest beneath the shade. And we have learned to build out of concrete, out of steel, and our buildings last 1,000 years, but then even they are bound to fall. But the women cross the river, never learned to build a wall. across the river are as gentle as the dew upon the ground. How I love to hear them laughing in the rain when it makes that perfect sound. Now a soldier with a gun and a battle to be won might kill you with a bullet and you never even know the reason why. But the women cross the river, they can kill you with their eyes. All the women cross the river, they can kill you with their eyes. Old steam train Maury, he died last night. His wife wandered by his side. He caught a westbound out of here, hopped the irons to the by and by. They say he jumped 10,000 trains and rode 1,000,000 miles for free. Helped out at VA hospitals and penitentiaries. Dandy Dave and Rusty Nails and Sweet Lady Sugar Cane. Dead-Eye Kate and the Baloney Kid raise a cup tonight in steam train's name. Senators and congressmen, puppets on a string. Among windswept vagabonds, old steam train was the king, the light of the Hoboken. The light of the Hoboken. Bums, they just drink and wander around. Tramps dream and wander too. But a hobo, he was a pioneer and he preferred to work for food. He knew how this nation was doing by the length of a sidewalk cigarette, but born with an aching wanderlust embedded in his gut. Hounded, beaten, laughed at, broke, chased out of every town with his walking stick scepter, with his shredded coffee can crown. The light of the Hoboken. He was the light of the Hoboken. Steinbeck said and paid them cash. The stories he bought from them helped him to write The Grapes of Wrath. But boxcars, they've been sealed for years, and trespassers, they do time. Railroad yards are razor wire now, hoboing's a crime. So here's to you, steam train more. Hold that westbound tight as you ride off into history. The last hobo, the last ride, he was the of the hobo king. He was the light of the hobo king. Thank you. True story about a guy who I met through his obituary, actually. It was an interesting obituary. I do read the New York Times obituaries. I am guilty of being a New York Times obituary reader. And the reason I do that is because there's good stories in there. You had to have lived a good story to get yourself a New York Times obituary. You got to be more than just dead. To me, it's always interesting who gets a New York Times obituary. It's not just famous people or rich people or folks that can sort of muscle their way in. They nod to folks, I think, who've had an impact in this world with their life, be it good or bad. And Steam Train, for a hobo, he did some shit. And he was given a New York Times obituary, and it had a headline that grabbed me. It said, Steam Train Maury Graham, king of the hobos, dead at age 89. And I thought, wow, who's this guy? And how did he get to be king? And I found out about the hobo gathering. North American hobos gather every summer in a little town called Britt, Iowa. And they've been doing it for over a century. And most Americans could care less. But the British are fascinated with this kind of stuff about America, and BBC did a whole series on it. They elect a king, and they have rituals that they've been doing for a century there at the gathering. And the song actually brought hobos into my world. And every now and then a hobo will show up at a show and bring me a gift. A lot of times it's a hobo nickel. I didn't know about these coins, but they take nickels and they basically deface them and turn them into an interesting piece of art. And they're very collectible. The older ones are quite valuable. So they take a nickel and they make it worth $1, which is pretty good thinking, really. Worth a lot of dollars, actually. These are collected coins at this stage. So I got this song I want to lay on y'all, but first I'm going to drink some water. It's a song I wrote with Vince Gill in Nashville. Vince is in the Eagles these days. He sure is a nice guy and brilliant, amazing artist. And he had this song idea he presented me with, and I really was honored to be asked to write it with him. He said he got this idea, after playing a show with Mavis Staples. He said they left the stage, and Mavis grabbed his arm and said, Vince, son, we have seen some times, haven't we? And Vince said, Mary, I think sometimes is a song, and we should write it. So I said, man, Mavis said it, you like it, I'm in. And so he had a little melody, and he had some placeholder words, and in the pile of words, he mentioned the Orange Blossom Special. And that really jumped out And I said, Vince, tell me about the Orange Blossom Special. He said, I don't know shit about the Orange Blossom Special. I said, well, why'd you put it in there? He said, well, you know, it sounds cool. It's a bluegrass song. Everybody in bluegrass, they play it, but nobody really likes it, but it sounds cool. And I said, well, why don't we find out about the Orange Blossom Special? So I just Googled it, and I landed on information about it. I found out that the Orange Blossom Special was a high-speed luxury train. It rolled from Manhattan to Miami. It rolled in the 30s and the 40s and into the 50s. And as I looked at it, it was just a beautiful piece of machinery, really a gorgeous train. The sleeper cars were like apartments, and I found a black and white photo of the dining car with a waiter in it in a tuxedo. The dining car had white linen and china and silver. It looked fancy, and I imagine the train catered to people with a little bit of money that could afford this kind of journey. And the waiter looked like a man of dignity, and he had a lot of pride in his work. And as we started working on the song, that guy in the black and white photo just stayed in my mind's eye. And I did the math, figured he'd be about 95, 96 years old if he was still with us. And then it started occurring to me that that guy has seen some times. And then he started talking to me. And Vince heard him too. I worked the Orange Blossom Special, 48 to 54, Manhattan to Miami. I worked in the dining car till Eisenhower built the interstates and jetliners sailed the skies, and luxury trains were shuttered and the railroads up and died. Sometimes I have seen sometimes. Sometimes I have seen sometimes. They shot JFK and Bobby and Martin Luther King. These days guns are everywhere, Lord, they shooting everything. I saw my first black president, made me so proud I cried. I saw the insurrection, I can't say I was surprised. Sometimes I have seen sometimes. Sometimes I have seen sometimes. I am an old man now, my life is almost done. But in my heart I do believe that we shall overcome. I pray for this world of sorrow, for a better tomorrow, that we might get there without a loaded gun. My wife of 50 years, she died 7 years ago. And when I dream about her, in my dreams we are not old. If you see a locomotive rolling down the line, would you stop and think about us? If you hear a whistle whine, sometimes I have seen sometimes I have seen sometimes. Thank you. So I wrote a book called Saved by a Song. And it's got a subtitle, The Art and Healing Power of Songwriting. And I think music and song for me have been a lifesaver, truly, like literally. And people ask me, Mary, do you think songs can change the world? And my answer is, well, they sure have changed mine. I do believe songs can change the world, and here's how I think it works. Look, a song has the power to change a heart because songs can create empathy. A changed heart has the power to change a mind. And when a mind changes, a person changes, and when people change, that's how you change the world. One song, one heart, one mind, one person at a time. But Bruce Springsteen said, music is a repair shop, and basically I'm a repairman. The boss is right. Songs have the power to help repair hearts and heal souls. And that's why I call my book Saved by a Song. A lot of y'all know, some of you don't know, I've spent the last decade or so working with a nonprofit called Songwriting with Soldiers, pairs wounded veterans with professional songwriters. And the songwriters go into a retreat center with 6 veterans. Usually there's 3 of us songwriters, and we just bear witness with love and empathy and non-judgment and listen to their stories. And we take what we're told and turn it into songs. In 2018, I put out a record with some of these songs I've written with the veterans and their families over the last decade. And Jaimee and I would like to play one for you. This one was written with military spouses. I sat down with these 6 wives. All their husbands came back wounded in some way. And what they said to me was, Mary, there's a war after the war, and we are not trained in how to deal with this. We are learning as we go and often feel invisible. We just thought we had to get him home in one piece, safe, and we could restart, and it's just never that simple. And as they talk, I type, and I just took what they said and made it rhyme, put a couple of chords behind it, and this song is called, of course, The War After the War. Who's gonna care for the ones who care for the ones who went to war? There's landmines in the living room, eggshells on the floor. Lost myself in the shadow of your honor and your pain. You stare out of the window as our dreams go down the drain. Invisible, the war after the war. I get no basic training, I get no Purple Heart. I am supposed to carry on, I can't fall apart. People look at you and thank you for the sacrifice you made. They look at me and smile, say I'm lucky, you're okay. Invisible, the war after the war. I'm a soldier too, just like you, serving something bigger than myself. I serve unseen, caught in between my pain and the pain of someone else. But I'm stronger than you think I am, right here by your side. I am not your enemy, I don't wanna fight. There's no going back in time, I know you're not the same. You are not the only one for whom the world has changed. Invisible, the war after the war. Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. Oh, God, I got so many songs in so little time. It's cool to have a lot of songs. It's a miracle, really. I can't believe I get to keep doing this, but here I am. My first real record is called Drag Queens and Limousines, and it came out 25 years ago last year. That is kind of astonishing to me. 25 years ago, dang. Coming up on the 20th anniversary this year of a record I made called Mercy Now. Super excited to talk with the old record company that put it out. It's reconfigured. It's been defunct since 2007, and it's reconfigured and it's coming back alive. It's called Lost Highway Records. You might remember them because they had the Old Brother record. That was their first release on this little imprint off of Universal Nashville. It was sort of an imprint they made for that record, and they never expected that thing to do what it did. A bluegrass record of all things, selling millions. And so the label was off and running, and I was very lucky to be on it. And so they're reconfiguring it, and then we talked to them yesterday, and they're going to re-release the Mercy Now record on vinyl again, and the team's going to be working on it, so I'll get to have some support around that. It's just kind of interesting times in the music business. Alison Krauss has come out with a new record on the reconfigured Rounder records. Ken Irwin and Bill Nowlin and their partner Marion got back together. They're all staring hard at 80 years old and decided to reconfigure Rounder again. They sold Rounder off 20 years ago to a company called Concord and released an Alison Krauss record. They signed Alison when she was 14 years old. And so having them put out her record is a beautiful thing. She trusts them and knows them and loves them, and they adore her. So it's an interesting time. Things are shape-shifting, and just want you to know, if you're out traveling and staying at a hotel, you're going to have to pay $9 to get your room clean. Yeah, can you believe it? I don't want to be negative or anything, but that's kind of weird that they think they can get away with that. Or maybe they can, I don't know. Or the poor house cleaners are going to end up with some real messes if people stay there a week and don't want to pay $9. That's just a burden on the people that work there, I think. I don't know. I mean, what do I know? It's new to me. But I imagine it can't be good. Not for the working people. I don't think. Imagine the front desk girl. Right? It's like she's going to just be barraged by people. If I'm this outraged, imagine people who are prone to outrage. You just see them like just battling the poor girl at the front desk who's probably 22 years old and just like unable to handle that shit.
She said like 12 times, "I have no power here," through a smile, which is true. She said, "I have no power."
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, we weren't
Poor
even
thing.
asking about that.
No, we weren't.
We're just asking about breakfast time. Oh, God. Well, let's see. We got some more songs for you. This song came after John Prine passed away. John brought me on the road with him. After I moved to Nashville in 2001, I got to travel around opening shows for him for a couple of years, around 2004 or maybe even 5. It could have been 3. I don't know. Time is fleeting, and I don't hardly ever look back. But John really took me under his wing, and that was a real education for me. And we became pals. Nashville used to be a small town, and you'd see each other everywhere. And he liked to drive really big cars. He'd drive cars bigger than this stage. Just big cars. You'd say, "Oh, there's John at the Kroger." Always at the Kroger, yeah. Definitely not at the gym. I was on a treadmill once next to him. And he was going real slow.
We actually had the same personal trainer for a while, and he's like, "Oh, musician. What do you do?" I said, "I'm a songwriter." He's like, "Oh, like John Prine?" And I said, "Yeah, you like John Prine?" He's like, "I actually never heard his music, but I was his personal trainer." And I said, "How did that go?" And he said, "Very inconsistent."
Was that men?
Yeah, it was men.
Men train John?
Yeah.
I'll be damned. Nashville used to be a small town. Anyway, it's a huge loss to all of us that John passed, because he was one of the greatest of the greats. The Mark Twain for us, really. Just a truly elegant, incredible songwriter. He said, "I always figured just make them laugh and then punch them in the throat." He was good at it. He was the best at it. He got his point across with a grin and then got serious. I love the man. This is for John, and this is also for anybody tonight who's grieving someone. This is called Till I See You Again. May eternity hold you in the hollow of her hand. May a soft wind enfold you as you travel distant lands. May the moon and stars delight you as the daylight dims. Till the morning sun warms your face, till I see you again. May you lay down the struggle beneath a silver sky. May a summer rain inside your dreams sing you a lullaby. May there be no more sorrow, no more pain. May you sleep inside the stillness of the night till I see you again. May you never be a stranger. May you never feel alone. May you reunite with family and friends. May they walk you home. May love embrace you in a dance that never ends. May you rest in gentle arms till I see you again. May you rest in gentle arms till I see you again. Well, thank you. I'll read one more passage from the book. Book just came out in paperback last week, which means it stays in print. Ever since I first started writing songs, people ask me, "Mary, does the music come first or is it the words?" And my answer is, well, you know, I start at a different place every time. I just start wherever I can, however I can. and the starting place doesn't matter. Look, if I knew where the great songs came from, I'd just go ahead and move in. Here's what I do know. Artists are like firemen or firewomen or non-binary fire people. I love that line. And now that I know it pisses people off, I love that line so much more. It feels necessary to read this passage every night until eternity right now, I think. Artists feel the heat. We touch the burn. We write the thing we have to write. The story we're on fire for. The one that breaks our own heart. The one only we can tell. And the ask is this, always this. No matter how many songs you've written, each time the struggle will be to get back to that singular place where it's just you and the fire. I teach a lot of songwriting these days, and I try to get my writers that come work with me to be brave. It takes courage to actually say something these days. There's like a cancellation committee everywhere you turn, and there's folks who wanna hurt you if you say something. It seems like there's this anger afoot, and so artists have to really be brave right now. And I think that we're gonna. I know that we're gonna. And I think that courage is probably, it's a cliche, but it's not the absence of fear. It's being afraid and doing it anyway. And that's what we're up to. I want to thank Jaimee Harris one more time. I want to thank Doug for making it sound so good tonight. I want to thank the volunteers that keep this place going. It sure is nice to have this place. Man, we were checking the website minute by minute as that storm came through. That last big one looked like, oh God, well, like, is the radio still on the air? Are they still on the air? Are they okay? Oh, they're like, we didn't know. And we didn't know how else to know except to keep checking for the signal. I'm so glad that it's still intact here. We love this place. Thanks again for having us. Thanks for filling it up tonight. All right, we got this last song we're going to play. It's called Mercy Now. And it meant one thing when I wrote it in 2002. And tonight, it means something else. This song really seems to reinvent itself every couple of elections. Well, my father sure could use a little mercy now. The fruits of his labor falling right slowly on the ground. His work is almost over, won't be long, he won't be around. I love my father, he could use some mercy now. And my brother sure could use a little mercy now. He's a stranger to freedom, shackled to his fear and doubt. The pain that he lives in, it's almost more than living will allow. mercy now. My church and country, they could use a little mercy now. As they sink into a poison pit, it's gonna take forever to climb out. They carry the weight of the faithful who follow them down. I love my church and country, they could use some mercy now. Every living thing could use a little mercy now. Only the hand of grace can end the race towards another mushroom cloud. There's people in power who'll do anything to keep their crown. I love life, life itself could use some mercy now. We all could use a little mercy now. I know we don't deserve it, but we need it anyhow. We hang in the balance, we dangle between hell and hallowed ground. Single one of us could use some mercy now. Oh, every single one of us could use some mercy now.
Okay.
We got a goofy song for you to end on. Haven't played it in a while, so I've got my analog teleprompter here. We played in Safety Harbor last night at this really cool sort of psychedelic place. And it was our first time there. What was it called? Safety Harbor?
Arts and Music Center, I think.
Yeah, it's a cool little spot. There's these little crannies of awesomeness all around Florida, and we keep finding our way into them. As we make this journey every January, we keep adding a new one, and there's a really nice circuit for us, and I'm loving it. Thank y'all so much. I think my friends know about it.
Yeah, every year it does seem like it used to be just us and Jim Lauderdale, and then it feels like somebody else, like Daryl, like people are figuring it out. It's cool.
They're looking at our schedule going, So I'll play this one, and then we'll both go to the table there. We got bandanas, we got T-shirts, we have a lot of books, got some posters, CDs, vinyl, stuff. Come see us, please, because we got to pay the maids.
We know the maids don't see that money. That's the saddest
I
part.
know.
I know.
And that's going to mess up their tips,
I
too.
know.
What are they doing?
I
I don't know. I might have to make a letter up and send it to the CEO. Or make up a song
We'll
and
write
put it
a
on
song.
YouTube and
There
go
you go.
viral. Shame them into stopping that shit
That's what my dad does, yeah.
because they're hurting the help.
Yeah.
They're not helping the help at all. And they should have those people's back. They really should. And this is like asking for them to be in the front of people's anger, and it's not their fault. Anyway, here's a song about a really great hope. In fact, we're convinced that we stayed at the very best Western. In a little town called Sisters, Oregon. There's alpaca in the yard, hot tub in the room, big screen TV, a lazy boy, the kind of motel room I could live in. This motel room's a doozy, a rain shower, and a jacuzzi. It's a slice of heaven on the ground floor. There's no elevator, but there's a mini refrigerator, and we can back our car up to our keyless door. An easy chair, an ottoman, free internet for everyone, a remote controlled fireplace TV, slippers and a trouser press, extra towels on request. It's the best Western, baby. Let's get the whirlpool whirling, get the hot water swirling, throw a CBD bath bomb in the tub.
You don't need the Ritz-Carlton,
The Four Seasons or the Hilton. We've got a best Western kind of love. Cotton robes, coffee, tea, organic, vegan toiletries, complimentary breakfast until 10. The do not disturb signs on the door. Who the hell could ask for more? Turn the water on, take your clothes off, let's get in. Let's get the whirlpool whirling. water swirl. Throw a CBD bath bomb in the tub. We don't need the Ritz-Carlton, the Four Seasons, or the Hilton. We've got a best Western kind of love. It's the best Western kind of love. Thanks, everybody. Good night.
Thank you all for joining us, everybody. Please